Alright guys, today we have a 2007 Honda Accord. If you have the models 2003, 4, 5, 6, and 7 4-cylinder car, and you need to do an oil pan gasket or the oil pan itself, you're at the good video. This video is going to show you give you a lot of information how to replace that oil pan gasket or the oil pan itself. But on this car, I am gonna be replacing the oil pan and the gasket. Both of them, because the oil pan is rusted. I'll show you. As you can see, I got this car on my lift, and here's the engine. So there's a few things I'm gonna be doing. This is not an easy job. It's a big job, you know. And to replace the oil pan, we do need to make clearance down there. So pretty much there's like a big frame underneath the engine, and that engine mount right there and the one in the back sits on that frame itself. All right, so the way I like to do it is I'll remove the two bolts on this bracket on this engine mount, and then the main bolt here. I also do the same thing in the back on the back mount, and over here I'll take off this number 17 right here, and the engine will still have a support. And then either you could tie up the engine from the top or put a jack in the bottom, and then the bolt on the frame on the bottom, I like to release them about that much, like 1.5 inches. Just don't take them out. You don't want everything just falling on top of you, you know. So just follow my video and you will see. And then I like to hoist the engine up a little bit with something and make sure your lifting is in balance. So be careful, you know, because you can off balance the car and drop it off the lift. But you know, and these hoses, you don't worry about any of these wiring, because it has a lot of flexibility to it. So I'll show you exactly what we're gonna do and everything that we are gonna do. All right, so let's get this started, this job. So first I'm gonna lift this car up. I'm gonna take off everything underneath, and then I'll bring this back down. I'll put a floor jack on the engine, and you do need to put a floor jack to remove this center bolt right here on the mount, and same thing over there. All right, so I'll show you that, guys, no problem. So let me take this car up in the air and we'll continue. All right, so we're right under the car, guys, and here's the oil pan right here. As you can see, it's all rusted. All right, that's the oil pan, and here's the frame that's blocking some of the bolts here. You can manage to get the bolts out, but this pan doesn't come out because you need to give it like a couple of inch clearance. So you can twist the pan to the left a little bit because it'll hit on this side. All right, so just to let you know, I did drain out the oil. Today's Monday, and this is my friend Eric's car. He dropped the car off on Saturday, so I drained all the oil on Saturday. You can see little touch-ups here, and this shit should be empty, and whatever is in there should be like dripped down to the pan. So I shouldn't have a big mess today. All right, so to begin with, we'll remove this, and we'll remove a bolt over here, right? And then there's a bolt up here also. So let's see. So there's a bolt here and bolt there, right? So these are all 14, and we're gonna remove these, all right, guys? And then this cover should come off, and then we'll just dismantle all the bolts on this oil pan, and from there we'll work on the engine, lifting the engine up a little bit. All right, guys, so I'll begin with bolt here. This is 14. So I'm gonna just break these loose. I'm probably gonna need a short here. All right, so I'm gonna just break all of these loose, and then I'll work by hand. Even these bolts are not in good condition, but there you go. Alright, guys, I need for the one back down here, I'm gonna need an extension because it's up high. Alright, once I remove this little cover here, I should have access to some of the bolts on the oil pan. Alright. Once I have it loose, I can just simply take my electric gun. Here's the bolt. And then I need to remove my extension. There you go, that's another one, same size, same length. Alright, there you go, another one. Alright guys, so far so good. And I got this one left now, but I might need a short socket for this one. Alright, so it's loose, so I can just manage it off with the hand, alright? There you go, guys. So here's the cover and the bolt. Usually what I do is I'll put the bolts back in so I know which bolt goes where. Alright guys, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my number 10 with the extension and my electric gun. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock out all these bolts, alright? They should all be same. Alright, and then you're gonna have probably two nuts, one here, one on the opposite side, I believe. Alright guys, make sure you keep those bolts somewhere safe. Alright, and let's bring the camera over to this end now. Alright, we're gonna make the camera look straight up. Not too much light in here, but this is how it's gonna be. Same thing here guys, just remove all the bolts. And then we have a nut here again. Once we remove all these bolts, the pan is not gonna drop, so don't worry about it, because that Honda bond, the sealer is not called the Honda bond. That's what's holding this up. So we got a few left. They're right above this. So we're gonna move the camera to a different angle. Alright guys, what I did here was I removed the passenger side front tire right here. As you can see, I have the tire off. And right here by the belt and the crank pulley, you can either remove this cover, but if you don't want to, you can still reach in there. You have 3 bolts here, right? Let me see if I can go underneath and I can get those bolts out. Yeah, so again, I forgot, I'm going to be using this ratchet 1/4 inch drive with a 10mm socket and adapter swivel and a long extension, and there's my ratchet. Alright guys, so let me see if I can get in here. These are the 3 hard bolts on this pan. You can either drop the whole frame, this frame I'm talking about, or loosen it up a little bit. But you do need to support the engine if you do that. And then you do need to dismount the mounts, because if you don't do that, the engine is going to be stuck to the frame, because the mounts are framed. The mounts are framed onto the frame here. I guess I got one coming down already, but cannot see the other 2. So let me come right back. I'm gonna remove this cover so I have a better access. So give me a moment. To remove this cover, all you're gonna do is you're gonna remove this clip here, and there's a clip down here, and then you can just put it to the side. All right, guys. So I removed the cover, and now I can get to this middle bolt here very easy. All right. There you go, guys. Got that bolt out. And let me see if I also can reach this one from right here. Just make sure your angle is good. If your angle is not good, don't even try, all right? Like, none of these angles are good. So let me just try the ratchet, just along the ratchet here, because we have pretty much good clearance here. Alright, there you go. Alright, it's loose. It's coming down. I just don't have a lot of room because I got the camera and the light on my way. So just bear with me, guys. I hope this helps you, you know. And I got that out pretty much a lot, and then I should be able to turn it by hand if I can. If I can't, then I'll go get a gear wrench or something. Alright, guys, I'm gonna go get a gear wrench. That should help me, because right now my ratchet is going too beyond this belt, and I'm not removing that belt. Alright, guys, I'm back with the gear wrench. Alright, I'll just turn that. It's gonna take me a moment, but I don't think we have any other option. Couple of turns and see if it comes out by hand. Alright, still not coming out by hand. Let me try if I can fit the gear wrench in there. It doesn't have clearance for that gear wrench to go on, so I gotta use the open-ended side. When you put these bolts in, make sure you catch the threads very good, alright? I know I had one guy years back, he stripped the bolt, he never said anything, you know, the oil pan gasket leaked a little bit. And we had to redo the job and fix the threads. And this is a tight spot, you know. Alright, let me try now. There you go, it's coming off by hand now. These 3 bolts, just keep it to this side, so you can put it back from right here. Alright, so there's one left here, guys. So let me take this out, and then I'll be right back, guys, because I'm gonna make this video too long. So all I'm doing is I'm turning this little bolt, turn by turn. That's what I gotta do, turn by turn. Let me see if gear wrench fits on this one. Nope. Alright, so I'll be back. Let me get my camera out of the way. I'm gonna get that bolt out, and then the whole pan is loose after that. It's just held in by the little Honda Bond sealer. Right, I'll be back. Alright guys, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this floor jack with the little wood there, and then I'm gonna hose this engine up, and we're gonna be dismounting the mount, not completely, just losing them. Not losing, I mean like losing the bolts, but to free the engine from the mount, but it can still rest on the mounts. Alright, so that's what I'll be doing next. Alright guys, got my jack here, and what I'll do is I'll pump this jack and watch how the engine moves up. You see that? Alright, so this is gonna help me relieve the mount engine and the load of these mounts, and now I should be able to dismount all the mounts. So I'm not gonna make a video of dismounting everything, so I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be taking off this bolt. The front mount has a bracket on the top, metal piece going on the top like that. It has 2/17 on the top, and right in the center it has a long, probably that long 14mm bolt, and same thing in the back. All right, so what's happening, I'm sorry about that camera, what's happening here is this is the frame underneath, and this is the engine held in by the engine mount. So when you take off the bolts from the frame and you try to drop the frame with it, the engine stays with it, so you never have any clearance. So since we're doing this, we should be able to jack the engine up a little bit and drop the frame a little bit. That should give you just enough clearance. All you need is about that much, all right, not too much. So but be careful, like I said, make sure you set up everything properly. All right guys, so let me do this and then I'll come right back, and then we'll bring the car up and work in the bottom, but I'll show you what I took off before that. Alright guys, so what I did so far is you're gonna see 2 nuts here, 1 nut here, 1 bolt here, and there's 1 nut sitting over there. And I took out the bolts from right here. I took off the bolts, the 2 bolts that sits on this bracket. So let me just bring out this bracket right now so you guys can see. So I'm taking this bracket off right here. Alright, that's the bracket that goes on top of the engine mount. Alright, so all I got left is the number 14 on this mount. I'll do that next. And I did the same thing in the back. I might not be able to take my camera down there. Let me try, maybe I can manage it. But here it is. Alright, I took off this bracket. Alright, here's the bracket, guys, from the back mount. And then I got number 14, same thing in the back. And that should release all the load from the engine to the mounts. And then I should be able to hose the engine up a little bit. So I'll put this somewhere to the side here, guys, and I'm gonna take off the 14s now, and then I'll come back. All right guys, a little bit more information. I took off the 2 bolts here, right here. This is from the engine mounts. So the one I picked up from the back is for the back side. Even though they're the same bolts, I kept them in order. The one in the back goes in the back here, the one in the front goes to the front. They're the same bolts, just anyway, you know, you don't want a little bit of corrosion or a little bit of whatever in there to give you trouble when you're putting it back. And I use this long, it's like a long ratchet, look like a breaker bar, and it has a number 14 on it. Because these are into aluminum, they're hard to get out a little bit. But just want to give you one tip. Play around with the floor jack so it's just at perfect angle where there's no upward load and no downward load, and the bolt just comes right out, right? Very easy. And you are gonna have to play around when you put it back in there, because right now I got all the mounts loose. And watch, I'm gonna take off this floor jack. The engine is gonna sit there, and you see I got the jack out. The engine is just sitting there. All right guys, so let me bring this hood down, and I'm not gonna let this hood latch in there. I'm gonna put something here, so I'm gonna put something over here or over there, so the hood can be a little bit above, and then the engine won't hit it. All right, it shouldn't hit it anyway, but still. And I'll put something here. All right, I'll put like a empty bottle or something like this from the garbage. All right, so you can just put it right here, and that should just keep the hood up a little bit. All right, now we got to go back down and start the job from the bottom again. All right. All right guys, I'm underneath the car, and I have my little jack stand here. All right, and I got the little wood there, and I'm putting on the transmission side. And the reason is we can't put nothing on the engine side because we are taking this off. All right guys, so let me show you when I turn this. You see that I already lifted up a little bit, and the engine is going up already. All right guys, So that's what you need to do, all right? And then this pan should come out a little bit towards the camera, and then it should just come right out, right, guys? And I'm gonna leave it here, and let's continue the job. First, I'm gonna break the pan loose from the engine, and then before that, let's do this. Let's remove these big frame bolts. So let me get my tools ready, and then I'll show you exactly what we're gonna do. Alright guys, I'm on the passenger side front tire, right in the rear of the tire. First, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off this. This is number 17. Alright, and you see how much gap it has? Alright, and then I'll remove this one. You see, if I remove it completely, you have a lot. Let me just take this one off so I can maneuver this bracket around and show you guys. Alright, let's take a look at it. Make sure you don't remove this because the bolt will go right through the bushing here. Alright, so you see this? The bolt is still not out, right? So do this. You see how long the bolt is? Put this bolt back in and give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, alright? And you have about, I'll stick my finger in there, alright? And plus the engine is gonna go up a little bit. Alright, so let me move my camera a little bit over. I'm not even touching those sides. I might touch those sides, but I'm not working on that side, so, alright? And over here, you gotta move this cover a little bit, and then you got a bolt over here, and there's one all the way over there, so we're gonna have to work on this little cover here also. Let me remove this cover, and I'm gonna come back, all right, because we do need access to that last bolt over there. So just take care of this cover, and then you should have more room. All right guys, I took off the cover a little bit, and let me see what I can do here. Alright, and I'm gonna do the same thing here. When you're doing this, guys, just don't be under the engine, just in case. Alright, same thing here, right? Completely off. And then use this bracket back in. Try to do, alright, let me add and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so even if this frame comes down, you still have something that's going to hold you up. All right, and then we're going to worry about anything else like the soy bar or anything like that later on. All right guys, so at this point, let me get some pry bar or something, and we're going to try to break that pan loose. And let me get my tools, and I'm going to come right back. All right guys, I got a small pry bar here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna knock that out, and I'm gonna see if I could break the oil pan loose. Just don't damage the block, even though it's aluminum. So try to get something angular like that, and they also sell a special tool. So let me get my light out of the way a little bit. It's bothering me. All right, it's in there. What's in there? I might have to work a couple of spots before it becomes loose. So guys, just do that, and let me get this out. And let me get another spot like this. I don't want to do it here because it'll just slick up. Over here I have a letter. When it's time for this thing to come out, it's just gonna snap right out. Try to use different sizes. Only thing I'm gonna tell you, just don't go all the way in there. You might damage something in there, like the oil pickup or the pump. There's a chain inside. There you go, guys. Simple, right? This Honda Bond, the sealer, is very, very good. We're gonna clean the heck out of it before we put the other one in. All right, let me just check this side, hopefully. All right. Always feel like left the bolt behind, but there's nothing behind. All right, guys. A lot of sealer, not letting it go all the way to the very end. Alright guys, let me work this out and then I'm gonna come right back and I'll show you the rest of the job and we'll clean it up. I'll show you a small glimpse of cleaning this thing up. But there we have it, guys. The oil pan is loose and we can see everything in there, and we're gonna drop this down. Let me get everything ready and then I'll show you the rest. Alright guys, I got the pan out right there on the floor and I am gonna show you how I got it out. And I'm sorry I didn't catch it on the camera because it's a very tight spot and I was trying something and this thing just came down on its own with a little bit of wiggling around. All right, I just want to show you one thing. I am gonna show you. Don't worry about it. You know, I took it out already. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna stick it back in there and try again one more time. And I might not be able to show you completely, but I'm gonna give you small little hints. All right. First of all, this little guy right here. There's a bolt in here. Let me put my light in here. I forgot. There's a bolt right here. All right. We were looking at right by this wheel, the tire, passenger side front. There's a bolt in here. All right. Right in here. This is the bolt I took out. All right, this bolt goes in here. Right, I forgot to take that out. I forgot to show you that. That's a number 17. Take that out of there. All right, that's gonna release this frame a lot. All right, what else I did was I stuck a pry bar in here, as you can see right here. This is holding the pushing the frame down. Now you can see there's no gap between this bolt. This is perfect. All right, and I did loosen those two little bolts on the other side of the frame a little bit. Same thing like these. And oh, I only losing that one, not that one. All right, so I did 3 bolts pretty much, the main bolts, not talking about the little ones over here. All right, next let me show you one more trick that I did. So I'm gonna put this pan back and show you exactly what I did, but I'm not gonna put it back all the way in. So what I did was I used my pry bar right here. I used this crank bolt right here a little bit, and I pushed the engine a little bit that way. All right, and let me get a pan in my hand. Give me a moment. I'm gonna bring the camera right back. I'm gonna show you exactly what I did. Right. All right, guys. Taking this pan. This pan came out from right here, very easy. All right. All I did was I pulled it down from that end. Oh, it's hard to grab, and it came right down. All right. All you had to do was, let me show you right here. You bring that end, the one very far from here, down like that. And then you push the engine like I showed you with the pry bar on the crank pulley, and this pan just goes right down just like that. All right, so it scoops down and over, and then it just comes right down. All right, very simple job, guys. All right, let me continue cleaning this, and if you have questions, let me know. Please do subscribe to my channel and let me know if you have any questions. All right, guys, so hold on and I'm gonna be right back. All right, guys, so we're back, and guys, we're gonna clean this. It's gotta be cleaned very good. All right. So all you need is a blade like this. You just scrape everything off. All right, just like that. So I'm not gonna make a video of cleaning this whole thing, but just showing you a point on how to do it. So all you need is a blade or a scraper. I have a scraper, and but I like to work with the blade. This makes it easier. All right, so I'll do this all around, and then I'm gonna come back and show you the clean surface. Alright guys, so give me good hour, but I'm not gonna be putting 1 hour on the video, so I'm gonna pause the video and we'll come right back. Alright guys, so I did a pretty good cleaning job here, and you see there's oil there. I'm gonna wipe that off before we put the oil pan in, because the Honda bond we use cannot have any oil on it. Alright guys, so I cleaned all around, alright, and I used the brake cleaner, sprayed it on a rag, and I wiped it down, because even though there's small little particles left behind, they're not gonna come off, right? And don't spray any chemicals on this, just try to wipe it down with something, and I'll do a little bit of more job over here, and then I'll put my camera right here, and I'll try to put a light over here so you guys can see exactly how the pan is gonna go in, guys. Alright, so let me put the Honda bond on the pan, and then we're gonna bring that over. Alright guys, it's time to put Honda bond in this pan. Make sure there's no dirt, debris in there. So this is what we're gonna use, alright guys. This is Honda bond. This is the stuff we scraped off with the blade, same thing. This thing was like 12 bucks on the dealer. I'm not gonna use that. Alright, so I'm gonna put a thick layer all around, and then we'll just open it with this, twist it. There's a sharp edge in there. Alright, once you have that, you're just gonna take this, and you don't have to put a lot, just enough. Put a good layer on this and try to go around where the bolts goes through. Alright guys, there we have it. And this side I like to put a good amount of layer because it's very thin on this side. I've done quite a bit of these, guys, and I had a guy working for me. He could never get this thing right, so this time he's no longer here, thank God. He's probably watching my videos. Guy was a douchebag. And I'm not talking about Mr. Candy, it's another guy I had before that. Alright, I'm gonna get this all around. Anywhere there's bolts go, let me just go around it one time. Alright, I have a thin layer here, so I'll just put a little thicker layer here. Alright, after we're done with this job, guys, let this thing dry before you put the oil in. Don't just dump the oil in there. That's gonna cause leaks. Let me check if I missed any spots. I'll put a little bit here. Alright guys, so far looking good. Alright guys, there we have it, right? So this looks pretty good. We'll go over to the car now, and I'll wipe the oil off that little thing, and then I'm gonna put this pan in there. Alright guys, I got my camera here. I'm gonna leave my camera here so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. And it's gonna be a little bit of struggle, but no problem, alright? Alright, so I'm gonna put this pry bar exactly what I said. Light is reflecting into my eye, so it's like a dark spot here for me. Alright guys, so Let me try something different because I can't really see from there. Alright, so this pan has to go in gently. There you go, guys. I got the pan in there very easily. All right, I did mess up the bond at one spot on this side, but I have a lot of access to put my hand in there and fix up that little mess up, which is like right here. So what I'll do is I'll take my light and take a look. Oh, it doesn't even look messed up, so very good. All right, but I'll put some in there anyway, just in case. And then I did mess up a little bit over here. I touched the timing chain area, which is no problem for the timing chain. It will eat that up. All right, and guys, you saw how easy that was for me to get that in there. Just follow all the steps, all right? Very easy to do, long as you follow all the steps. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one bolt, I'm gonna line this and that. I'm gonna take one of my bolts and I'm gonna snug this in its spots. And guys, I have the pan in there without any stress. I'll put one in the back end also. Guys, I have my pan skewered, and then we'll take all the bolts and nuts. I'll put the nut here. By the time I get this thing in there, guys, it should be a good hour, and this silicone, this not silicone, this Honda bond should be all dried up. There you go. And then we have this one. And we'll put this one in, guys. Alright guys, so far so good. We have everything going in there the way we want. Alright guys, so I'm gonna end the video here, guys. So you saw what I did, and from here on you could just reverse the procedure. Make sure you tighten everything, make sure you torque these, and make sure you snug them like crisscross. Alright, so if you do this one, you do that one. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna work that pan out. Alright, and that's how you're gonna complete the job, guys. And thank you for watching my video. If you have any question, I know I got the bolt left, but I'm just showing you it's done. And make sure you check this bolt. All right, a lot of times this is not tight when it comes from the company. All right, and thank you for watching, and subscribe, and bye bye guys. I'll see you on the next one.